I want to start by asking you a simple but powerful question. What drives you? Not what you do, not how you do it, but why you think the way you do. Because the way we think shapes everything. Our decisions, our actions, and ultimately, our success. The truth is, our mentality determines our reality. And yet, we rarely take the time to improve the way we think. We focus on external achievements, but what about our mindset? What about the lens through which we see the world? Today, I want to share with you 10 ways to improve your mentality. Not quick hacks, but real, sustainable shifts that will help you become stronger, more resilient, and more fulfilled. Because when we change the way we think, we change the way we live. Everything we do, every decision we make, and every challenge we overcome is driven by something deeper than just the actions themselves. It's easy to get caught up in the what and the how, what job we do, how we approach our tasks, how we navigate life's obstacles. But the real power lies in understanding why we do what we do. This is the foundation of a strong mentality. Without a clear sense of why, our mindset becomes reactive rather than proactive. We start making decisions based on circumstances rather than conviction. When we start with why, we create a mental framework that provides clarity, direction, and resilience. It gives us purpose, which is one of the most powerful motivators in life. Purpose is what keeps us going when things get tough. It's what separates those who endure and thrive from those who burn out and give up. Without a deep-rooted reason behind our actions, we become susceptible to doubt, distraction, and discouragement. Many people focus on external motivations, money, success, validation. While these can be effective in the short term, they are not sustainable. External motivators fluctuate, and when they disappear, so does our drive. But when our mentality is built around a strong why, we develop an intrinsic motivation that fuels us even when circumstances are challenging. This is why some of the most successful and fulfilled individuals are those who are deeply connected to a mission beyond themselves. They don't just work for results, they work for meaning. Clarity of why shifts our mindset from obligation to passion. When we operate from a place of obligation, we do things because we feel we have to. This leads to burnout, frustration, and a lack of fulfillment. But when we act from passion and purpose, we approach life with enthusiasm. We see opportunities instead of obstacles. We persist even when results are not immediate because we believe in what we are doing. A strong mentality is not just about thinking positively, it's about thinking purposefully. A powerful example of this can be seen in leaders who inspire action. The greatest leaders in history, those who have sparked movements, built lasting companies, and transformed societies, did not start with what they wanted to do. They started with why. Martin Luther King Jr. didn't just say, "I have a plan." He said, "I have a dream." His message was built on a purpose so compelling that people felt a deep connection to it. The same principle applies to individuals who develop a resilient mindset. When our why is strong enough, we become unstoppable. This concept is not just about leadership, it applies to every area of life. Consider athletes who push their limits. The ones who succeed at the highest levels don't just train for medals or fame. They train because they have a deeper reason, a commitment to excellence, a desire to inspire, or a personal mission to prove something to themselves. The same goes for entrepreneurs who endure failures but keep going. Those who make it are the ones who are driven by something more than just financial success. They have a purpose that keeps them innovating, adapting, and pushing forward despite setbacks. One of the biggest obstacles people face when trying to strengthen their mentality is a lack of clarity about their why. Without a defined purpose, it's easy to become distracted, discouraged, and directionless. This is why self-reflection is crucial. Taking time to understand what truly drives us allows us to align our thoughts, actions, and goals with something meaningful. A strong why acts as an internal compass. It helps us stay focused when things become overwhelming. It reminds us of what matters when we are faced with difficult choices. It prevents us from being influenced by external pressures that can lead us away from what is truly important. When we know why we are doing something, decision-making becomes easier. We are less likely to be swayed by doubt, comparison, or fear. Starting with why also helps us overcome fear and uncertainty. Many people hesitate to take action because they are afraid of failure. But when we have a deep understanding of our purpose, failure becomes just another step in the journey. It doesn't define us, It refines us. Instead of fearing setbacks, we see them as lessons that strengthen our resolve. This shift in mentality allows us to embrace challenges rather than avoid them. In a world filled with distractions, competing priorities, and constant pressures, having a strong why is what keeps us grounded. It helps us filter out the noise and focus on what truly matters. It gives us the ability to push through when motivation fades because our purpose is bigger than the obstacles in front of us. The most mentally strong individuals are not necessarily the most talented or the most fortunate. They are the ones who are deeply connected to their why. When we start with why, we build a mentality that is driven, resilient, and unwavering. It gives us the strength to persevere, the clarity to make better decisions, and the passion to pursue what truly matters. Growth is not a result of talent alone, it is a product of mindset. The way we view our abilities, challenges, and failures determines how far we go in life. Many people operate with a fixed mindset, believing their intelligence, skills, and talents are set in stone. They see failure as a reflection of their limitations rather than an opportunity to grow. This way of thinking leads to stagnation, fear of challenges, and a reluctance to step outside of comfort zones. On the other hand, a growth mindset is the belief that abilities can be developed through effort, learning, and perseverance. It is the foundation of success in any field and the key to improving one's mentality. When people embrace a growth mindset, they begin to see setbacks differently. Instead of viewing failure as proof that they are not good enough, they see it as part of the learning process. Every mistake, every obstacle, and every challenge becomes a stepping stone to improvement. This shift in perspective makes people more resilient because they stop fearing failure. They understand that progress is built on learning from difficulties rather than avoiding them. This mentality allows them to keep moving forward even when things do not go as planned. One of the biggest barriers to a growth mindset is the fear of looking incompetent. Many people avoid challenges because they worry about failing in front of others. This fear holds them back from trying new things and developing new skills. However, when people recognize that everyone starts as a beginner, they stop worrying about appearing unskilled. They realize that mastery comes from practice and that every expert was once a novice. With this understanding, they become more willing to take risks, experiment, and step outside their comfort zones. Effort is another critical component of a growth mindset. People with a fixed mindset often believe that talent alone determines success, so they either succeed effortlessly or assume they never will. This belief leads to frustration and discouragement when things become difficult. In contrast, those with a growth mindset understand that effort is the path to achievement. They see hard work not as a sign of inadequacy, but as a necessary ingredient for growth. They embrace challenges and put in the time required to improve. This mentality keeps them motivated even when progress is slow because they understand that persistence leads to results. The way people handle criticism also reflects their mindset. Those with a fixed mindset often see feedback as a personal attack. They take constructive criticism as a sign that they are not good enough, which leads to defensiveness and rejection of valuable insights. In contrast, those with a growth mindset welcome feedback as a tool for improvement. They separate their identity from their performance and see criticism as a chance to refine their skills. This willingness to learn from others accelerates their progress because they are constantly adapting and improving based on new information. Surrounding oneself with the right influences also plays a role in shaping mindset. People who regularly interact with those who challenge them, encourage growth, and inspire learning are more likely to develop a growth mindset. On the other hand, those who spend time with individuals who reinforce limiting beliefs may struggle to break free from a fixed mentality. Seeking out mentors, engaging in discussions with curious and open-minded individuals, and exposing oneself to new ideas all contribute to a mindset that embraces continuous improvement. The language people use when talking about themselves and their abilities can shape their mindset as well. Those with a fixed mindset often say things like, "I'm just not good at this," or "I'll never be able to do that." These statements reinforce the belief that abilities are unchangeable. In contrast, those with a growth mindset use language that reflects possibility and effort. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," they say, "I can do this yet." Instead of saying, "I'm bad at this," they say, "I'm still learning." This shift in language rewires the brain to focus on progress rather than limitation. Challenges are an inevitable part of life, and a person's mindset determines how they respond to them. Those with a fixed mindset see challenges as threats, while those with a growth mindset see them as opportunities. When faced with difficulties, individuals who believe in growth ask themselves, "What can I learn from this?" rather than, "Why is this happening to me?" This perspective helps them stay proactive rather than reactive, allowing them to adapt and find solutions rather than dwell on problems. Another essential aspect of a growth mindset is patience. Many people expect instant results and become discouraged when they do not see immediate progress. However, those who understand that growth takes time are more likely to stay committed to their goals. They do not seek shortcuts or overnight success. Instead, they focus on long-term improvement. This patience allows them to remain consistent in their efforts, leading to greater success over time. A growth mindset transforms the way people see effort, failure, feedback, and challenges. It empowers them to take control of their learning and development rather than being limited by their current abilities. This shift in mentality leads to greater resilience, adaptability, and success in all areas of life. The people we surround ourselves with have a profound impact on our mentality, shaping the way we think, behave, and perceive the world. Every conversation, every interaction, and every relationship influences our mindset, whether we realize it or not. If we are surrounded by negativity, doubt, and complacency, it becomes difficult to maintain a strong, growth-oriented mentality. On the other hand, when we choose to surround ourselves with people who challenge us, inspire us, and push us to be better, our mindset naturally shifts toward growth and resilience. Human beings are inherently social creatures, and our brains are wired to seek validation and belonging within our social circles. This means that the attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors of those around us become internalized over time. If we consistently spend time with people who are pessimistic, cynical, or resistant to change, we risk adopting those same mental patterns. Their doubts can become our doubts, their fears can become our fears, and their limitations can become our... Conversely, if we surround ourselves with individuals who are ambitious, curious, and forward-thinking, we begin to adopt their positive traits. We start seeing possibilities instead of obstacles, opportunities instead of threats, and lessons instead of failures. One of the most important aspects of improving mentality is being intentional about the people we allow into our lives. It requires recognizing the difference between relationships that elevate us and those that hold us back. This does not mean cutting people out of our lives entirely, but it does mean setting boundaries and prioritizing relationships that contribute to our growth. When we spend more time with people who encourage us, push us, and believe in us, our mindset naturally expands to match the energy around us. The power of a supportive environment can be seen in highly successful individuals across all fields. Athletes, entrepreneurs, artists, and leaders all recognize the importance of surrounding themselves with people who challenge and inspire them. They seek out mentors, coaches, and peers who push them to improve. They engage in conversations that stimulate their thinking and expose them to new perspectives. They understand that growth does not happen in isolation. It happens in an environment that demands and encourages continuous improvement. The concept of proximity as power highlights the idea that the people closest to us influence our thoughts and actions more than we realize. If we want to develop a strong and resilient mentality, we need to be mindful of who we spend the most time with. If we want to cultivate discipline, we should surround ourselves with disciplined people. If we want to develop confidence, we should engage with individuals who exude confidence. If we want to become more optimistic, we should spend time with those who see the world through a lens of possibility rather than limitation. A strong mentality is not just about eliminating negative influences. It is also about actively seeking out those who inspire us. This means finding mentors who have walked the path we want to take, engaging in communities that foster personal and professional growth, and forming relationships with individuals who uplift and support us. The more we expose ourselves to people who embody the mindset we aspire to have, the more naturally it becomes a part of us. The way people speak and think influences the way we internalize our own beliefs. If we are constantly around individuals who complain, blame external factors for their problems, and avoid taking responsibility, we are more likely to adopt a similar mindset. However, when we surround ourselves with people who take ownership of their lives, embrace challenges, and remain solution-oriented, we begin to mirror those same behaviors. Their mindset becomes contagious, pushing us to think bigger, act with purpose, and remain resilient in the face of adversity. The company we keep also plays a critical role in shaping our self-belief. When we are surrounded by people who encourage us, reinforce our strengths, and challenge us to grow, we develop greater confidence in ourselves. This is why having a strong support system is essential. Encouragement from the right people can be the difference between giving up and pushing through. When those around us believe in our potential, it strengthens our belief in ourselves. Choosing the right environment is not just about finding people who agree with us or make us feel comfortable. Growth happens when we are challenged. The best people to surround ourselves with are those who hold us accountable, push us beyond our comfort zones, and challenge our assumptions. They help us see blind spots, encourage us to aim higher, and refuse to let us settle for less than we are capable of achieving. Being intentional about the people we surround ourselves with requires self-awareness. It means evaluating our current relationships and asking whether they contribute to our growth or limit it. It means being open to forming new connections with those who inspire us, even if it requires stepping into unfamiliar spaces. It means recognizing that our mindset is not just a product of our own thoughts, but also a reflection of the environment we choose to engage with. Growth and progress do not happen in comfort. Comfort zones are designed to keep us safe, to minimize risk, and to provide a sense of security. While this can be beneficial in certain situations, staying within our comfort zones for too long leads to stagnation. The most successful and resilient individuals understand that real development happens when we embrace discomfort and step into the unknown. Every challenge, every difficulty, and every moment of uncertainty presents an opportunity for growth. The way we respond to discomfort shapes our mentality and determines how far we go in life. People often avoid discomfort because it brings fear and uncertainty. The unknown triggers doubts and insecurities, making it easy to retreat to what feels familiar. However, avoiding discomfort does not eliminate challenges. It simply delays them. When we consistently seek comfort, we miss opportunities to learn, adapt, and build resilience. Instead of seeing discomfort as something to be feared, we must train ourselves to see it as a sign of progress. The discomfort we feel when learning a new skill, tackling a difficult project, or facing an unfamiliar situation is a clear indication that we are growing. The most impactful moments of personal and professional development come from situations that initially feel uncomfortable. Whether it is speaking in front of an audience, taking on a leadership role, or making difficult decisions, these experiences force us to stretch beyond our perceived limitations. The more we expose ourselves to discomfort, the more we expand our capabilities. Over time, what once seemed intimidating becomes routine, and our ability to handle challenges increases. This is how mental strength is built, not by avoiding difficult situations, but by repeatedly proving to ourselves that we can handle them. Fear is one of the biggest obstacles to embracing discomfort. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, and fear of uncertainty all create barriers that keep people stuck, but fear loses its power when we confront it directly. Every time we face something that scares us and push through, we rewire our brains to associate discomfort with opportunity rather than danger. We learn that failure is not something to be ashamed of, but rather a stepping stone to success. Every great achievement comes with moments of doubt, but those who succeed are the ones who lean into the discomfort rather than retreat from it. Adaptability is another key benefit of embracing discomfort. Life is unpredictable and circumstances are constantly changing. Those who remain in their comfort zone struggle when faced with unexpected challenges because they have not developed the ability to adapt. However, those who regularly push themselves into discomfort become more flexible and resilient. They learn to navigate uncertainty with confidence, knowing that they can handle whatever comes their way. This adaptability allows them to take risks, seize opportunities, and make bold moves that lead to success. One of the most effective ways to develop a strong mentality is to deliberately seek out discomfort in small ways every day. This could mean trying something new, engaging in difficult conversations, setting higher goals, or challenging existing beliefs. When we condition ourselves to be comfortable with discomfort, we eliminate the fear associated with it. The more frequently we step outside our comfort zones, the less intimidating it becomes. Over time, we begin to crave challenges rather than avoid them, recognizing them as the catalysts for growth. Successful individuals across all fields understand the value of discomfort. Athletes push through physical exhaustion and pain to build strength and endurance. Entrepreneurs take financial and professional risks to create innovative solutions. Artists and creators expose their work to criticism and rejection to refine their craft. None of these achievements happen in a place of comfort. Every breakthrough, every moment of greatness is preceded by struggle and uncertainty. Those who embrace the process rather than resist it develop a mindset that thrives in the face of adversity. The way we interpret discomfort determines its effect on our mentality. Some people see struggle as a sign that they are not meant to succeed, while others see it as proof that they are making progress. Shifting our perspective on discomfort changes how we experience it. Instead of resisting challenges, we begin to welcome them as opportunities to sharpen our skills and expand our capabilities. This shift in thinking is what separates those who grow from those who remain stuck. Building mental toughness requires repeatedly stepping into situations that test our limits. The more we challenge ourselves, the more we prove to ourselves that we are capable. Every moment of discomfort is an opportunity to build confidence, resilience, and a mindset that does not break under pressure. It is through discomfort that we unlock our full potential and push beyond what we once thought was possible. The way we talk to ourselves shapes our mindset, influences our emotions, and ultimately determines our actions. Our inner dialogue is a constant presence in our minds, narrating our experiences and shaping our perception of ourselves and the world. If this self-talk is filled with negativity, doubt, and criticism, it limits our ability to grow and succeed. On the other hand, positive and constructive self-talk fosters confidence, resilience, and a mentality that embraces challenges as opportunities rather than threats. Many people underestimate the power of their thoughts, believing that their internal dialogue is simply a reflection of reality. However, the way we interpret events and speak to ourselves plays a far greater role than the events themselves. Two people can face the same obstacle, but their response will depend on the narrative running in their minds. One person might say, "I can't do this, I'm not good enough," while another might say, "This is difficult, but I can figure it out." The difference in these internal dialogues determines their actions. One may give up while the other perseveres. Negative self-talk often stems from deeply ingrained beliefs developed over time. It can be influenced by past failures, criticism from others, or comparisons to those who seem more successful. Over time, these thoughts become habitual, creating mental barriers that prevent people from taking risks, embracing challenges, or believing in their own capabilities. The first step in changing this pattern is becoming aware of it. Recognizing negative thought patterns allows us to challenge and replace them with more empowering beliefs. Shifting self-talk from negative to positive does not mean ignoring difficulties or pretending that everything is perfect. It means reframing challenges in a way that encourages growth and resilience. Instead of saying, "I'm terrible at this," we can say, "I'm still learning and I will get better with practice." Instead of thinking, "I always fail," we can tell ourselves, "Failure is part of growth, and I can learn from this experience." These small changes in language create a profound impact on how we approach challenges. The words we use when speaking to ourselves shape our confidence and self-perception. Constantly telling ourselves that we are not good enough reinforces feelings of inadequacy. However, consistently reminding ourselves of our strengths and progress builds self-belief. Affirmations and intentional language play a crucial role in developing a strong mindset. Simple statements like, "I am capable," "I am improving every day," or "I have overcome challenges before and I will do it again," can shift our mental state and increase motivation. Visualization is another powerful tool that reinforces positive self-talk. When we mentally rehearse success, we create a blueprint in our minds that increases confidence and reduces fear. Elite athletes, successful entrepreneurs, and high achievers across various fields use visualization to prepare for challenges. They imagine themselves handling difficult situations with confidence, staying calm under pressure, and achieving their goals. This mental preparation strengthens their belief in their abilities and primes them for success in real-life situations. The way we handle mistakes and setbacks is heavily influenced by our inner dialogue. If we respond to failure with harsh self-criticism, calling ourselves incapable or unworthy, we reinforce a fear of failure that discourages growth. However, if we approach mistakes with curiosity and self-compassion, we create an environment where learning thrives. Instead of thinking, "I'm a failure," we can ask, What can I learn from this? How can I improve next time? This mindset shift allows us to see setbacks as stepping stones rather than roadblocks. The people we surround ourselves with also influence our self-talk. If we are constantly exposed to negativity, doubt, or discouraging voices, it becomes more difficult to maintain a positive internal dialogue. However, when we engage with people who uplift, encourage, and challenge us to grow, their words reinforce our own positive self-talk. Seeking out mentors, supportive friends, and inspiring role models strengthens the narrative we create in our mind. Developing a habit of positive self-talk requires consistency. Just as negative thoughts can become ingrained over time, replacing them with empowering beliefs takes repetition and intentionality. Writing down positive affirmations, keeping a journal of progress and achievements, and practicing gratitude all contribute to shifting our mindset. The more we reinforce positive self-talk, the more natural it becomes, ultimately shaping a mentality that is strong, confident, and resilient. Our thoughts influence our emotions, and our emotions drive our actions. When we speak to ourselves with encouragement, optimism, and belief in our ability to grow, we take actions that align with those thoughts. This creates a cycle of continuous improvement where our mindset fuels our success and our success reinforces our mindset. Understanding and controlling our inner dialogue is one of the most powerful tools for developing mental strength and unlocking our full potential. Discipline is the foundation of long-term success, resilience, and personal growth. While motivation can provide a temporary spark of energy and excitement, it is discipline that sustains progress over time. Many people rely on motivation to take action, waiting for the right moment when they feel inspired or energized. However, motivation is inconsistent. It fluctuates based on emotions, circumstances, and external influences. Discipline, on the other hand, is a conscious decision to commit to a process, regardless of how one feels in the moment. It is the ability to show up, put in the effort, and stay committed even when it is difficult or inconvenient. The most successful individuals across all fields understand that discipline is a skill that must be developed and maintained. They do not depend on fleeting bursts of motivation. Instead, they create habits, routines, and systems that ensure progress continues even when they do not feel like taking action. A strong mentality is built through the repeated practice of discipline, reinforcing the idea that success is not about what one does occasionally, but what one does consistently. One of the biggest obstacles to discipline is the tendency to seek comfort and avoid discomfort. The brain is wired to prioritize ease and instant gratification, making it tempting to procrastinate, make excuses, or choose short-term pleasure over long-term growth. However, those who develop discipline train themselves to resist these urges. They understand that meaningful progress often requires short-term sacrifice, delayed gratification, and the ability to push through resistance. Instead of waiting for the perfect conditions to take action, they develop the habit of acting despite discomfort, knowing that consistency compounds into results over time. Discipline is not about perfection or rigid self-retreat. It is about making small, intentional choices every day that align with one's goals. It is about choosing to work on a task instead of getting distracted, choosing to exercise instead of skipping a workout, choosing to invest time in learning instead of mindless scrolling. These small decisions may not seem significant in the moment, but over time they shape habits and ultimately determine success. Building discipline requires setting clear goals and creating systems that support those goals. When people lack clarity about what they want to achieve, it becomes easy to lose focus and give in to distractions. However, when they have a well-defined purpose and a structured plan, it becomes easier to stay committed. Breaking down large goals into smaller, manageable steps allows for steady progress and reduces the feeling of being overwhelmed. Each small step, taken consistently, builds momentum, reinforcing the habit of discipline. The environment also plays a crucial role in maintaining discipline. When people surround themselves with distractions, temptations, and negative influences, it becomes harder to stay focused and committed. However, by designing an environment that supports productivity and success, they make discipline easier to maintain. This could mean setting up a dedicated workspace, eliminating distractions, creating a daily schedule, or surrounding themselves with people who hold them accountable. The more structured and intentional the environment, the less effort is required to stay disciplined. Another key factor in developing discipline is self-accountability. While external support can be helpful, True discipline comes from holding oneself responsible for progress and actions. This means setting personal standards, tracking progress, and being honest about strengths and weaknesses. Keeping a journal, setting daily goals, and reviewing progress regularly helps maintain self-awareness and ensures that one stays on track. When setbacks occur, disciplined individuals do not make excuses or blame external circumstances. Instead, they assess what went wrong, make adjustments, and move forward with renewed commitment. One of the most effective ways to strengthen discipline is to start with small commitments and gradually build upon them. Trying to overhaul habits overnight can lead to frustration and burnout. However, starting with simple, manageable changes and gradually increasing the level of commitment makes discipline more sustainable. Whether it is committing to 5 minutes of daily exercise, reading a few pages of a book, or waking up at a consistent time, small habits create the foundation for long-term discipline. Over time, these small actions become ingrained behaviors, making it easier to take on bigger challenges without relying on motivation alone. Mental toughness and discipline go hand in hand. Those who develop discipline train their minds to withstand discomfort, resist distractions, and push through challenges. They build resilience by proving to themselves that they can do difficult things, even when they do not feel like it. Each time they choose discipline over convenience, they reinforce the belief that they are in control of their actions and their future. This self-trust becomes a powerful driving force, allowing them to stay committed to their goals, even when faced with obstacles. Discipline is not something that is developed overnight. It is a continuous process that requires patience, consistency, and self-awareness. Those who embrace discipline as a lifelong practice unlock their true potential, developing the strength to stay committed to their goals no matter the circumstances. By prioritizing discipline over fleeting motivation, they build a mindset that is prepared for long-term success, personal growth, and the ability to overcome any challenge that comes their way.